Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
So today we'll present on this topic, charging system level simulation and health-aware optimization for an electric two-wheeler. Myself, Shrishti Goyal, and I'll take you through this presentation. I'll also have my colleague Rohit, who will take you through some of these slides as we move forward. We are from Ola Electric. As you have already heard in the keynote, we are an Indian two-wheeler manufacturing company based in Bangalore. We have our manufacturing facility located in Krishnagiri, Tamil Nadu. We have already made some of the great products such as the Ola S1 Pro, the Ola S1 Air, the Ola S1 X Plus, and just 2 days back, we have recently launched the Ola S1 X. And we are not limited to this, we are continuously developing newer products. Okay, without wasting time, you have already heard much about it. We'll move forward. I'll take you through this, we'll follow this procedure. So introducing you with the title, charging algorithm. So charging plays a very critical role in any electric vehicle, and charging algorithm basically means the charging time, like whatever current you are pumping in and whatever charging time is required for doing a full charge. So that problem, that to minimize the time, and also on a system level for the battery, what are the components in a charging? The battery and the charger. So the battery thermal control and the charger thermal control. This is what we need to capture here, and this we will present through the simulation aspect. Okay, so what is the solution strategy? We need minimum charging time. Thermally stable system gives us the best algorithm. Sounds easy, but it is not that much easy. We can do this, we can achieve this through either manual testing, so many vigorous testing we can do. We can do generic assumption, so many OEMs out there have done, and this charging is not a new phenomena, has been happening from a long time. But this is not what we are here for. We need simulation which will give faster and quicker results, which is too much cost saving and will give close to accurate results. And on top of it, it helps us to optimize all kinds of edge cases scenario, all kinds of optimization possible, and so many edge cases in a very quicker approach that real testing won't provide us. So I'll give you a holistic picture of the model which we have developed. First of all, there is a charging model, then there is a battery thermal model, then there is a charger thermal model. All these models were firstly made standalone as sub-models. Then these were validated with the actual results, and later on, we have integrated all these three to make a charging system level model. The thermal models which you can see is based upon we have used GEM 3D tool, wherein we have imported the CAD and converted into a 1D model by the finite element approach. Also, as you have seen in the previous slide, it was an equivalent circuit battery model which GT should provide us. But we'll also we'll replace this model with an Autoland battery pack. And why are we doing this? Because we want to capture the electrochemical behavior of the battery. And also, even equivalent circuit model will give us more close to accurate results and will be good enough to provide us a good charging algorithm. But we don't want to restrict us to that itself. We want to include the electrochemical behavior, of course, and it's a very important aspect, that the aging impact, which we need to capture through the electrochemical behavior of the battery. That is why we'll just replace the equivalent circuit model with the Autoland cell model that we'll show you in the next slides. So initially, which I have shown you the model, the basic inputs required for the charging. So we are using a basic CCCV algorithm. So in that CCCV algorithm, we just need the cutoff voltage and current, the initial SOC, and the current request, of course. Then in the battery thermal model, there is battery pack configuration, ambient temperature, initial battery temperature. In the charger thermal model, you need the initial charger temperature, you need the ambient temperature, and the heat loss distribution of the thermal components inside the charger. And what are you getting as an output? The output is the performance characteristics, all kinds of current, voltage, SOC, temperature, all kinds of behavior, and also the battery pack temperature and the charger temperature. What is our optimization strategy? So you see, we are following a CCCV algorithm. So we are doing a constant current charging. So it's a CC, we are pumping in a CC current and the temperature is rising this way. We have a certain limit which the cell supplier has given us, or the charger temperature beyond which we can't operate. So as our current is pumping in, our temperature keeps on increasing, and as it hits the peak level, we have to derate the current. Till what point we can derate the current? Until our this thermal condition is stabilized, and then further we have to re-rate the current. So this whole optimization strategy will focus on, we have to minimize the time to charge. Secondly, we have to do re-ration at the very right time. So this whole algorithm will make it a very robust and perfect. So I'll just quickly jump into the results. So if you see, it is at 25 degree ambient, we have done a CCCV, but you see the that's black circle. That black circle is the temperature which is our upper cutoff limit. But we are under the control, so there's no optimization required at ambient 25 degree. Sorry. Now we come to 45 degree. We'll talk about Bikaner, Jaisalmer, somewhere here. Temperature ambient 45 degree, very normal condition. You see in the left two graphs, we are pumping in a current. The black circle is coming at a very initial phase wherein the SOC is only maybe just 20-30%. And if you see that this is not the battery temperature, this is the charger temperature. So that is why we have to account all kinds of thermal and subcomponents in the simulation. Now we can't use this at 45 degree ambient, whatever current we have started. So what we'll do, we are using the GT Suite inbuilt optimizer tool. Therein we have tried to optimize the current in such a way that the temperature gets stabilized. So if you see the red line there, it's controlled and it is maintaining itself at a particular temperature and very stable. So that is how we are optimizing it. The noises you can see is because we wanted to show you at a very raw level. These are the direct results coming out of the GT Suite optimizer. We can again smoothen it to make it a very good algorithm in terms of representation. Coming to time to charge. So hypercharging is a very sensational phenomenon now, like everyone wants to look about it. We want to pump in a very high current, will give us a very good time to charge. But our battery doesn't allow to pump in that high level of current. 2C, 3C, 4C, we can't do, of course. So to maintain our battery health, we need to pump in a current that is very suitable for our battery. And of course, we need to make the delta, that will ultimately control our battery temperature. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to make a trade-off between the current, between the temperature, and between the time. Now, as I've said, we'll then replace our battery with the Autolan cell battery. So my colleague will explain you how we have developed this Autolan cell model in order to make it for our cell, whatever we are using in our battery pack.
Thank you, Srishti. Now going into the Autolan model development for our cell. While the equivalent circuit model is a good, fast approximation to account for cell behavior by using electrical networks, but the Autolan model, this can account for the thermodynamics, electrochemical and reaction kinetic aspects of the cells that occurs within these cells. So for this, first we have disassembled the cell and measured the various geometrical parameters and provided as an input to the model. After that, the optimization procedure to optimize the electrochemical and thermal parameters were performed in the GT Autolan. And in these three figures, we can see after the optimization how our model is performing for both the predicting the cell temperature and the cell voltage at different discharge and charge currents. Next slide. After the performance of the model of a fresh cell was optimized, we went for degradation optimization of our model. First, we consider calendar aging, that is the degradation that occurs in a cell when it is not in use. For that, we have used the solid electrolyte interface model. That is known to be one of the primary cause of calendar aging. This occurs primarily in the negative graphite electrode. For this, we optimize the models, as you can see, for different temperatures and SOC. It's basically dependent upon the state of charge of the cell as well as temperature. So we use some experimental data and optimized it, the model parameters for this model. Next, we can see in the next figure that this model, how it's performing for some untrained test cases where we didn't use it to optimize the model. So we can see that the model is able to predict those at other temperatures and SOC ranges as well. So after optimizing for calendar aging, we went into cycle aging of model optimizers. For this, we have used the active material isolation model provided in the GT Autoline model. So in this, what we are doing is the active material is basically it's present in the two electrodes and stores the lithium that is and is responsible for how much the capacity we get from the cell. Basically, this model is considering how it's getting isolated. That is, it will stop participating in the storing lithium. So in this model, we tried several different models. So for example, missed cases, like for how at what rate this active material isolates. There are two inbuilt models provided, like one is the first is the linear model and the second is the non-linear model. And beyond this, we can also provide user-defined models. So we have tried a power law model where we try to optimize the coefficient, the exponent of the function as well. So we can, in the first two cases, we can see at for the low current, the case one is for the low current cycling and the case two is for high current cycling. How us three models are performing against experimental, and we can see that among these three, the power law model is performing better. And the case three shows how this model has performed for a different depth of discharge. Basically, the window in which the cell is operating and it hasn't been trained against, how it's performing for that case. After all these, the Autoline model has been optimized. This has next been used in the charging algorithm, and I will hand over Srishti for that.
Thank you, Rohit. So as you have seen that we have made this Autoline model specifically for our cell for all kinds of conditions, the calendar aging, the cycle aging, and capturing the degradation impact also. So now we are ready for the aging thing. Now what we'll do, we'll replace the ECM battery with the Autoline battery. So in the GT Suite, we have this thing called, we can start this operation from the aged cell. Let's suppose when we have the Autoline standalone model, we can age it to, let's suppose 80% SOH or 90% SOH, 70% SOH state of health. So we'll use, so there one dot cell state file is generated. So we just need to input that dot cell state file and we can initialize the cell at that particular age. So we already have the results for fresh cell. Now we'll run the cell with that aged condition. And then we'll try to optimize the temperature. I'll show you through the results. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so as I was saying that as we age the cell, this is a fresh cell, red one, and you can see with the other graphs, as the cell ages, because of the higher impedance and because of the higher heat generation, the temperature rise of the battery pack increases drastically. So the algorithm which you are using now, at the age of, let's suppose 80%, you can see that there's impact in temperature. So we can't use the same algorithm when the battery has been aged to 80%. So what we'll do? So here we have used the optimization in such a way that we have reduced the current slightly for the fresh cell and for the 80% SOH condition. And you can see, and the optimization strategy was, we wanted to match the temperature as of fresh cell. So we have the same temperature when we are in the state of 80% SOH by pumping in a very slight reduced current. So this is how we optimize our algorithm. So here we come to the conclusion that our model is able to capture the electrical, electrothermal, and electrochemical, all kinds of aspects. And the possibility we get through this simulation and this kind of model is we are able to parameterize it for different DODs, different ambient condition, different start conditions. We can optimize the logic and whatnot. And this is just a very restricted approach we have shown. There are ample number of opportunities and possibilities which we can use it and play around with this tool. So the thing which we are getting as a result out of this is because of the simulation, we are able to decrease the testing requirement, thus in return saving a lot of cost and time for us. Future prediction, predictive control, as we are able to optimize it for a future state also. And then of course, the product safety and the customer satisfaction, that is our major goal. So here I end my presentation. Thank you so much. I hope I have rushed too much.